What's up guys, welcome to the next Cressida build video. This video I'm going to be doing some cheap ass body mods, which I'm just going to be kind of messing around, trying to learn some stuff, see what works. And right now I've already kind of taken some stuff apart on the front end of the Cressida, just kind of see what it looks like, see how everything goes together. And if you look at it right now, I was able to take this front lip piece off. It connects there to there. It looks kind of ugly. I was just seeing kind of what goes on. That little bottom part goes all the way up. And then I was also looking at the blinkers. See, that's how the front blinker's mounted, way up there. And I was just gonna see if I could relocate it to be more flush, because I think it looks really overbitey if it's like that. So I was gonna see if I can move that forward. And all I'd have to do is trim this bracket, and then this piece of the bracket that helps hold the bumper on, which there's a shadow on it right now. This is a piece of metal, so I can weld this to this, and then I can mount it like that, or it's upside down. Mount it like that and just have it look better. Maybe I can fill in the edges or something. And then I'm probably gonna put that front piece back on, but I just wanted to see what it looked like without it. It's only 2, 4, 6 bolts, and it comes right off. Also the under tray, which I'm probably gonna leave this off because I always take that off on all my vehicles if it doesn't fall off by itself. But I'm just kind of messing around right now, and I'm gonna see if I can DIY make a front lip, kind of like the ones that stick out. I don't want one that sticks down, I want one that sticks out, kind of like those Bozo Zoku cars, not like this far, but just maybe flush or a little back. I saw this one car at a car meet that had it. It looked really cool, and I think it looked way better and give it less of an overbitey style look. So I got the bracket cut off, and I just mocked it up real quick, and now I'm going to line it up. And you see right there, it's got some slack, so I'm gonna mark it at about right here where it's flush. And I'm gonna trim it. I just used the reciprocating saw real quick and just cut it off from up there, as you can see. So nothing too fancy, but I'm gonna cut that and see where it lines up and then tack it in place. So here's the completed bracket. It doesn't gotta be super strong because it's literally just holding a little plastic light on. So here it is. I'm gonna put it up and show you what it looks like. So there's it done. You can see it's like perfectly with all the edges, and you can see the bracket back there, and so it sits nice and flush with the bumper, so it doesn't look as weird, because that exaggerates the overbite a lot. So that is what it looks like before and after, and now you can actually see it when standing right here, because before you couldn't even see it. So that looks perfect, exactly how I like it. Time to cut the bracket off on the other side and make it work there too. And also, since the bracket is so thin, you can see right there, I was able to, it was a little bit down, so all I had to do is pull it and lift it up and bend it into place, because you can see it is sturdy, but it is thin enough to where you can bend it where it needs to go. So don't think it has to be exactly perfect from when you first put it on. Gotta love when this happens to you. The line broke, I opened it up, and it starts spinning, unreeling, but at least I got the last tack or weld put on. You can barely see it there. Let me get a light on it. So there you can see I just welded it in place real quick, and that should be fine. I'm gonna hook that up to it and show y'all what it looks like. So there it is. Not exactly even, but unless you're really paying attention, you can't tell. But like I said, I have it just tacked in place, and there I can move it a little bit to line it up better. And there we go. Look at it. Flush, flush. I like that way better. So I'm kind of just messing around with this front piece I took off. And if you see, there's 2 bolt holes that line it up. And I'm not sure how well you can see, there's a bolt hole right there and one right there. And I was looking, if I line the top bolt hole up with the bottom bolt hole, kind of like that, and then I can make that flush almost where it meets up, and I can have this like mouth looking thing that looks less overbitey, and then I can mount the lip on that to point outwards. So I'm gonna just mock this up real quick and see what it looks like without me holding on to it. So I've actually made a video about this before, and what it is this is like for flooring. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you put it along the edges. You might see it at school or whatever. This goes on the floor, this goes up towards the wall. One of these each was it was $197 each, so about $2. So with both of these, it came out to $427 with tax and everything included. And it's a pretty long piece, and people use this all the time. See, it's got a nice lip on it, and people they'll self-tap this into the bottom of their bumpers. And if you look back at like one of my 3rd, 4th, 5th videos, it was like JDM lip installation. It was cheaper back then, I guess, or we got a different brand or whatever. But it actually looks really good if you do it properly, and I've seen this look good before. But even Mighty Car Mods, I think, did a video on it. But what I got is 2 of these, and I was gonna just put it on the bottom just easily like that, but I want to try something new with this look and see if I can get something cool out of it to where it kind of pokes out and looks kind of like that, I don't know how to call it, duck bill or front, I don't know how to explain it, but if you look it up, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I'm gonna see if I can make that with this. I'm not sure how well you're gonna be able to see this, but when I have it mocked up, I have this point at the middle, and I just have it resting on the edge kind of. It sticks out exactly how I'd like it to. So if I were to paint this black right here, this piece that's just barely held on, then I can make it match way better, and then I can mount it like that and have it stick out forward and have that look I want it to come out, so that way it'll look like that chin look like I'm going for. So, and in order for this trim to make this curve over to this part, it hits this, and so it can't go flush because it'll be like that. And then it goes along this edge. So what I did, I just kind of marked it. I'm just gonna trim it right here, and that way it'll sit flush with it. So I'm just gonna cut that edge off, and then it'll be mounted like here, and then it'll go mounted here on this part and have a really nice lip. Just used the angle grinder and got both edges cut real quick, so that way they'll be nice and round. And time to prep this and paint this black. Primer, ready for the paint. Alright, now letting this dry. It doesn't gotta be perfect because it is on the bottom of the car, and it is gonna be pretty much covered up all the way, but I just want it to blend it a little bit. I might also just spray all that with black paint just so it looks better. I did that on my Volvo. I didn't prep or anything. I literally just soaked it in black, and it looks so much better just from the contrast. So I'm probably gonna do that real quick. So here's a little before, looking ugly. There's an after, all nice and shiny and clean, and not as noticeably rusty and dirty. And here comes a little Scoot that I'm gonna be putting back to stock. So I'm gonna take a break from this and record this probably tomorrow, because this is gonna take all night to make them stock height. Look at that. Stock. So here we are in the daytime now. You can see the piece is black now and attached, and it looks honestly not that bad, just like this, if it wasn't for that ugly lip piece on the bottom. But now what I'm gonna do is just attach this lip all the way around, or all the way around the front bumper at least, and see how good it looks on her car. In other news, I got my Subaru registered for the first time in like 4 months. My expiration went out in 7/18, and it is actually November, so I got this, but my Subaru is finally legal, and I'm gonna try to put my plate there because it fell off, and that's why I had to get a set of new plates, but that doesn't really matter for this video. I'm just gonna go back to what I was doing before. So here is half of it done. What you want to do when you're doing this is try to get the least amount of wrinkles as possible, because you see how around this corner it kind of sticks out, and then I tried to give it enough slack, but whenever I pulled it in, it made that come out, and it kind of goes in there. But after driving it for a while, it's actually going to get wrinkly, but at start you want to make it the least amount of wrinkly as possible. And then I'm going to end it right here. There's a little tab, and then so I'm going to end up cutting it, but what I'm going to do first is pull the other side. And you want to start from that end going and just pull it. See how the gaps vary in size. I didn't need to put one there because it was already close. I need to put one there because it started to flare out a little bit. And try not to make it super tight or else it'll push the rest of it out and give it a weird look. I actually had to loosen a few just to get him right, but I think it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna probably paint those black, the little bolts or self-tappers, so they don't look as noticeable, but then it'll have a front lip. So here's the full front lip is on now. I just need to cut it right in the middle, and then I'll seam it together with a zip tie cross, but doesn't look perfect, but it looks better than the overbite. So let me go ahead and cut that and seam it together. Well, there's a completed lip on the car. We just got it all nice and clean. Well, that was just something quick I wanted to do just to fix the front end of the Cressida because I do not like the way that looks a lot, and I don't want to spend $400 on a fiberglass bumper. What I might end up doing is making my own fiberglass mold, kind of how Tyler Fialco is to his Cressida, something similar to that. But other than that, thanks for watching. Keep following my build, like and subscribe, and peace.